What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with a brand new Extinction Top 5, guys. And today we're taking a look at Top 5 of the best things that came out of the Extinction DLC. Now, as you guys are probably aware, there is a ton of stuff that came out with the Extinction DLC. We're going to be pretty much just examining it and determining which ones are the best. So we've compiled this list of top 5 of them, and you can already see that one of the options is definitely behind us. So guys, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Now, straight off the bat, coming in at number 5, we have the new map. As you guys are aware, Extinction is a brand new map, and with it, it's brought some really cool things. Obviously, you've got the corrupted dinos, which are new to the Extinction map, as well as the domes, I guess you could call them, which are the new biomes. Those biomes themselves are pretty dope. Now, as well as that, you've also got the resources of every other map located in Extinction, which makes for a pretty fun time around. You can see here that from these trees, you're actually able to get red crystallized sap. Now, this probably seems familiar to you guys. The red crystallized sap is actually red gems. You can substitute them out for red gems. So you're able to gather everything and use everything from Extinction, for example. You can grab fungal wood from everything. You can grab sulfur. You can grab congealed gas balls and everything like that from the sulfur pits. There's just a whole heap of, well, I guess you could say new stuff that they added into the map to make it the final sort of maps that you could use all your previous learned engrams, which in hindsight is a really good idea. But if you haven't progressed through the story properly, so you haven't gone through and properly learned all the engrams, properly completed and moved on to the next arc, you'll find yourself that you're lacking the engrams needed to actually get the main use out of them that you need. So there is that bit of sad information. But aside from that, the map itself, along with the orbital drops, are just absolutely great. Like, it adds a whole heap of new PvE content to the game, and the addition of the Titans into it as like the guardians of the final boss is a pretty cool addition as well. You can see here there's just so much detail in the new map, especially in the city. The city is definitely what wins it for me, and the ability to grab all the resources from previous arcs also wins it for me. So guys, coming in at number 5, we have the new map. Now, coming in at number 4, we have all the new creatures. Now, obviously with Extinction, we got given some new creatures, and these creatures, albeit I would have liked a lot more creatures to be honest, but the creatures that they added are pretty dope as it is. You have the gigantic wolf-like Norse wolf thing, I guess you could call it, called the Managama, which is absolutely amazing. He's got like a flying ability where he can glide, and he's got like jet thrusters on the bottom of his heels. You can see those little blue holes there. They're the jet thrusters that allow him to propel himself upwards. You guys would have seen by now what the Managama is actually able to do. You can see this baby one is absolutely adorable. They actually look really cool as well, and they've got the ability to freeze all their enemies. You've got the Snow Owl, which also has the ability to freeze anyone or anything and actually rapidly heal them now, which is actually dope. They've got the Predator's thermal vision as well, which really helps scouting out enemy bases, enemies, enemy dinos, just anything that gives off heat, to be honest. You then have, oh boy, you caused a lot of controversy, didn't you, little gacha? The gacha here where you feed him items and he pretty much goes about giving you crystals, which you can use to get resources, and it's a great way to go about getting like Ascendant gear. That's what people have been getting from the gachas when they produce their crystals. You up their crafting ability, and these guys are absolutely nuts when it comes to that. And you can see in there, he's putting all this stuff in the inventory, and he'll slowly eat it and turn it into the gacha crystals. You then also have the gas bags, which are capable of flight. That's right, you heard me. By filling up with air or gas, I guess you could say, in the environment, they're actually able to achieve flight, which is pretty cool. Flight is probably a bit of a strong word. I'd say a very propelled thrust is the better term here, because you can't exactly control them all that much. They're more of a free-spirited fart that you can kind of direct in the direction that you want to go. You then also have the raptor-looking dude that shoots spines out of his crest and his tail, the Velonosaur. This guy is hands down probably one of my favorite creatures. Him and the Managama are probably my favorite creatures to come out of the Extinction expansion. These guys look absolutely great. You have an option to set them to turret mode. You can see they enable turret mode, where they actually shoot any hostile things that come into range of them, they're great. So guys, the dinos that they've brought into Extinction definitely have their fair share of abilities. There really isn't any much of a reskin to these guys, more of a new abilities sort of thing, because all these creatures that you see here in front of you don't have any other abilities that are present on any of the other dinos like they did with Extinction. So these guys are actually really dope and really cool. So guys, let's move on to number 3. Now, coming in at number 3, you guys can see it in front of you, the Taxidermy. The Taxidermy is definitely one of my favorite things to come out of this Extinction DLC. The fact that you can collect and harvest body parts, I guess you could call them, or the dermises off any sort of creature, and then put them as a statue / trophy is actually really dope. And the fact that you can actually change certain poses about them to mimic ones that they actually do while either attacking you or like just fleeing. Like, look at that, look how terrifying that is. Granted, the hole up the butthole is a little bit of a turn off, but other than that, these guys look absolutely dope. And I would have probably preferred to see some of the larger dudes look obviously larger, like the Monagama, and you've got like the Trike down here and he's ginormous, whereas he's against a Rex and the Rex is tiny. But the fact that you can harvest like the Titans as well and get their dermises also adds to the awesomeness of the taxidermies, and the fact that you can actually use these across all maps also really like reinstates the fact that they've done a decent job on the DLC. So like the taxidermy is hands down one of my favorite parts of the Extinction DLC, and the fact that whatever creature you gather their dermis from has the exact same color palette just really cements the icing on the cake for me. So yeah guys, taxidermy comes in at number 3. Now the best thing coming out of Extinction, coming in at number 2, are none other than the Cryopods, otherwise known as the Pokeballs. They're not Cryopods, they're known as Pokeballs. Cryopods is the other name for them that nobody uses. Cryopods are great. They essentially allow you to capture your dino if he can stop moving for like 2 seconds and actually lock him up, not lock him up, but temporarily house him in the Pokeball. Now the cool thing about this is that you can actually just toss them back out whenever you want to. So you can go to your base on the top of the cliff faces or wherever the heck you want and essentially carry your tame inside the Cryopod for as long as you want. Granted, you have a certain amount of time before it actually runs out of charge, but other than that, that's all there really is. Now the cool thing as well is it also tells you what creature it is and it gives you a little heads up thing. But then whenever you're ready, you can simply just toss the creature out, boom, and he pops out. Now, there obviously is the downside of the cryo sickness, but, you know, if you're just transporting dinos to a base, you can easily just toss out all your dinos and they'll be a-okay to continue on and do whatever they're doing. So the Cryopods is definitely one of my favorite things to come out of the Ark Extinction DLC as well. It was a good idea to put in. You know, you can store whatever you want. Babies as well. You can see that we've got an adolescent in here, but you can also store the giant ones. The Titans, however, you can't store in here. So yeah, guys, definitely the Cryopod coming in at number 2. But you can see here, this poor guy's got cryo sickness now. Alrighty guys, now coming in at number 1, you guys definitely would have seen this coming, obviously. Number 1, we have the addition of the Titans. The Titans are absolute machines. These guys are so awesome and they are definitely deserving of the number 1 spot on the top 5 best things to come out of Ark Extinction. These guys are absolutely just catastrophic. They're so amazing. The fact that you can tame up these huge colossal sized beasts and then go about destroying everything and anything is pretty damn cool if you ask me. Now obviously there's going to be troubles with this and the PvP side of things. But, you know, people can get over it. People can do what they want. So you can see here that all the Titans are tameable aside from the King Titan. But these guys are all tameable and you can use them to just destroy anything and everything. The main goal of the Titans is obviously to take them up against the King Titan in order to kill him, because the King Titan is definitely no pushover. But each of these Titans have their own respective abilities and they're each found in their own respective biome, which is a really cool thing, and you have to like sort of do like, I mean, I guess you could call it a quest, but like a a scavenger hunt sort of thing, which adds more PvE content to the actual game, which to me I've found is normally lacking in the PvE content. You know, you can see here that the Forest Titan is able to swing his arms around. He's able to do like an area of effect attack where you can't really see it, but he's able to drop like trees into the mix, and he sends his vines out and they deal a crap ton of damage to anything in the area. He then has another ability where he's able to actually shoot out his tendril, I guess you would call it. We'll try and show you guys here. There we go. You'll see here that he actually shoots his arm out. Is he going to fire it? Fire. Fire, dude. Fire. Okay, they're still a little bit buggy. Nope, here you go. You can see there, he fires out his arm as like vines, and that deals a crap ton of damage to everything in the area. It's great. You then have the Ice Titan, which is a beast in himself. He's able to jump, he's able to lob gigantic ice balls that freeze enemies, and he's just able to walk over dudes and deal damage. You can see here we've got the jump ability. Obviously these guys are absolutely slow because of their huge colossal size, but these guys are definitely no pushovers. You can see there we're able to freeze things. We're able to fire an ice ball. I'm pretty sure we got freezing breath. Ice breath is on cooldown. But you can see here we're able to fire ice balls out of our mouth and deal damage to everything. It's a great way. Oh, we can't see it. Where is it? Whoa. Whoa. Okay. It's a great way to go about traversing the map and just dealing a crap ton of damage. There is the ice ball there. You can see freezing enemies, and it's just awesome. The Titans are so cool. It's a little bit far-fetched, I'm not going to lie, but I think it's a good addition to the game in the long run. So guys, that'll conclude today's video. Let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got any other ideas for top 5 extinctions. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.